So, for this month, we will be reviewing the book called Miss Jessie's Creating a Successful Business from Scratch Naturally by Miko Branch and Titi Branch. So, I'm going to be looking down because I have some notes. Well, first of all, I chose this book because I'm interested in learning how to create businesses and, listening to other people's stories, and how they created their business. So that's one reason why I picked the book, and typically, or especially them being Black women. Um, One thing to note is, so these two are sisters, and actually the oldest Titi Branch, she is deceased. I think in 2013 she died. She committed suicide. So I think she has some mental health issues. So you can read up on that. But her sister Miko, is still the founder and CEO of the brand, Miss Jessie's. And um, their story is pretty interesting. The book is pretty interesting. So I'll just read some things that I took away from it. Um, so one thing to note, so Miss Jessie was their grandmother from their father's side. So that's where they got the name from, and some inspiration from her, um, and how she was. Their father is African American and their mother was Japanese, I believe. And it was an interesting dynamic. I know for a little while their mother, like in the beginning, of course, the mother was there, and then I think when they got in their 20s or something, or maybe even in teens, their mother, she went off to study, like to become a nun or whatever. So they had a little bit absence from their mother. So their dad was heavily influenced in their life, um, as well as Miss Jessie. But some things that I took note of was their dad, basically he was very business minded. I ain't gonna say business savvy because we'll get into that later, but he was always he taught them to basically uh, you know be an entrepreneur. He had a real estate business and a cleaning business, which both of them worked for him in that business. And um, so some notes, the reason why he had this business was a way to make sure that they didn't have to work for other people, which I thought, was very good because, I mean, overall, that's my goal is to have a business one day and to give to my future children, which are not here yet, but um, he was all about controlling his own destiny. So, like I said, their father raised them in an entrepreneurial way, um, as well as their grandmother was influenced on them as well. Um, Now, some things about their father was it was some ups and downs with their father as a businessman because he lacked like organizational planning, um, which got in the way of his business sense, and so he lost money. He lost more money than made a profit, and that's something that they learned and took away. And they wanted to do better. Now, this book is actually written from Miko's perspective because I assume that at this time Titi was passed away. I don't know when it was written. Like I said, she passed away, I think, in 2013. So Miko's the one telling the story, and Miko, she went to school, went to hair school, and she was the one who knew more about hair or liked to, hair, whereas Titi, she was in more marketing type, like she had corporate jobs and stuff like that. And so they played on each other's strings, but they had a number of, where they had a business, in their home. Um, and there were times where, they scaled, up before they were even ready. So they had a lot of just ups and downs, learning. Um, and I think they were from New York. I don't know, they might have been from Queens. I think they were from Queens, maybe Brooklyn. I don't know. I can't remember. Um, but I know they said that their move to Brooklyn to Queens allowed them to be around people that had an impact on their life, um, and how they viewed themselves. So they were more around people, go getters, doing things. And I just know, just with myself, like it's easier for people to pull you down than bring you up. So, and surrounding yourself with like minded people, um, is a key, to what you're trying to do, so you can stay focused on what you're trying to do. So that's another thing that I grasped from reading this. So they witnessed a lot of emerging gifted Black entrepreneurs. Um, let's see. And when when Miko got her hair license, she worked at a salon. I think it was Joseph's salon, and I think they're well known still. But she learned you know, how to efficiently run a business. She was able to compare and contrast how her father ran his business and how this, person, it was a family business. Justice Line's a family business, how they ran their business. And so um, their family business operation was better than what she experienced with her father. Um, and then, another key thing that I took away is business is about treating your customers great. Um, and she continued her entrepreneurial goals by increasing her knowledge and experience working at other salons. Um, and that's another takeaway as well, to be an expert or to try to learn a business, it's best sometimes you might have to work for free, which I've done to learn certain things, or even taking, worked for less, just trying to get that experience. So that's something, that I took away from what she was saying. But she did it, to learn the salon business. So if you want to learn a business, you should basically, like I said, work for free, or sometimes you may have to pay people for their time. But you obviously want to learn whatever industry that you're getting into, you want to learn about it, immerse yourself in it. And like I said, another key thing, there were times in the book where she said, Titi was talking, wanting to expand their brand. Um, so they moved from here to there. They had a bunch of financial things happen, especially with the taxes. They owed like $17,000 in taxes because they didn't realize that they had to pay taxes. So, but and like I said, another thing to know is you don't want to expand too much too soon. You want to keep it small, keep it simple, you know, and that's pretty much self-explanatory. Um, because I think they moved, they were working out of their home. They did that a few times, I want to say. And then, they rented out a spot. So you're over here paying, all this rent. And, for the amount of people that you're taking in, you're not really making a profit. And then another thing is about location as well, because they had some issues with location, the location within New York. I've never been to New York, so I don't know what areas are rugged or whatever. I mean, this time during this time, uh, it was the 80s, so I know some things probably has changed. I think in particular Brooklyn probably has made a change. Um, but yeah, overall I think this was a really good book. And I want to continue to read more books like this, just learning about people and how they grew their business, because that's what I'm on right now. Just trying to learn about developing businesses. And but overall, I would give this book, I would give it a 5. Until next time.